What if Circus Baby was secretly trying to tell us something in Sister Location, but we were too focused on the obvious? Forget the scooper, the true inhibitors to her freedom are woven into her very being, hidden in plain sight. You see, this video is going to reveal exactly what she was trying to tell us. You ready to hear the truth on Circus Baby? Hit subscribe and let's continue on with the video. Because one thing which has always bugged me about Sister Location is the cryptic messages you're hearing from Circus Baby. Specifically the one where she says, when you pretend to be one thing.
Do you ever play make-believe? Pretend to be one way when you are really the other?
Now, initially, you can interpret that as Circus Baby fooling us and taking us into the scooper room, literally scooping Mike, and then her combining with the other animatronics, becoming Ennard, and using Mike as kind of a meat sack to escape Sister Location's bunker. That would make sense, but that's not the only thing she means. You see, there's a hidden meaning in all of her dialogue. But remember that section, because we're going to come back to that later, because it's extremely important. Something else I found extremely odd is one of the first lines of dialogue we actually hear from her. She actually says, "I don't recognize you."
I don't recognize you.
And again, on first glance, you completely gloss over this, but then you realize Baby is literally possessed by Elizabeth, Mike's sister. So the fact that Baby says, "I don't recognize you," while being possessed by Elizabeth makes no sense to me, right? I mean, Mike is literally her brother. How does she not recognize her? But then you start listening to all the other pieces of her dialogue. Little bits of information start to creep through. One of the key ones for me is when she's actually talking about being able to count children. Now, the reason she's able to count children is because she isolates one when they're on their own, just like she did with Elizabeth, scoops them, and then takes them back to the bunker. And notice what she says here.
I still hear her sometimes. Why did that happen?
Notice how she actually says why. She doesn't say how or what actually happened. She asks, why did that happen? She knew that she was clearly made to murder. She knew she killed Elizabeth. But why? Why did she do that? See, as a potential machine, she's actually questioning her existence here. Why did that happen? Is Elizabeth's being/consciousness, her humanness, actually coming through into the machine here? I mean, a machine wouldn't question its programming like that, right? And then the more and more I started to listen to Circus Baby's dialogue, the more and more hidden messages started to come through, such as this one right here.
I've been out before, but they always put me back. They always put us back inside.
That one also confused me. You're telling me she's escaped before as herself, but they always put her back? Did Afton know she was actually possessed by Elizabeth this entire time? Did he know something supernatural was going on with these machines? Well, surely he must do, because every time they got scooped, he was further injecting them with remnant, which obviously they're collecting from the children. Funtime Freddy also has a goal to go out there, capture children, bring them back in his chest tank, which obviously we see in the designs of Funtime Freddy. They're being sent out to farm remnant, bring it back, and then being injected with more remnant? But the entire scale of this doesn't become clear just in Sister Location. The cryptic messages from Baby alone started to hint at something else. Other games and the end of Sister Location. Now we'll come on to Pizzeria Simulator after we just finish this. Because as you know, in the true ending of Sister Location, Mike gets scooped. Ennard then takes control of Mike's body and is able to leave Sister Location's bunker. Eventually, Ennard gets ejected from Mike's body, goes into the sewers, and then later on, Baby leaves Ennard herself. It's believed that Baby was the head of Ennard, obviously with the other Funtimes in there, and they kicked her out because she started to show her true side, her true tendencies. Obviously, she was Afton's daughter, and she wanted to do anything to make her daddy proud. And the cracks started to appear here. This is why they eject her. But then this is where things start to get extremely interesting. You see, the other animatronic/souls inside of Ennard were just kids. They just wanted to escape and be free again. Free of the torture they were suffering from Afton's hands once again. You know, another controlled shark. Constantly being shocked, constantly being forced to capture other victims and bring them back to the bunker. They just wanted to be free of all that. But Baby/Elizabeth, something else was going on. And we got hints of this side in Sister Location. Secrets which were coming through the cracks. The other animatronics, when they were all together in Ennard, knew this. Knew that she was Afton's daughter and something was wrong with her. They boot her out. Now you see, many people seem to feel sorry for Baby. You know, she didn't mean to kill Elizabeth, right? Well, that's where I think we're wrong. She did. You see, at no point does she actually say she didn't mean to do that. She didn't want to do that. All she asks is why. Why was she killing these people? Why did she kill Elizabeth? Not how or what actually happened. It's just, why did I kill him? It's not that she didn't want to, she's obviously programmed to, but we know she has a sense of her own being thanks to Elizabeth. You see, she just wants to understand why she's killing. She wants to actually kill. That's her entire goal. This is why she constantly keeps saying, I think there's something wrong, something on the inside, something bad. She's actually referring to Elizabeth, who you'd think was good. How could you be good though when you are literally the daughter of a serial killer? I know, it's a bad thing to say, but Afton was completely tapped. And then you think what Circus Baby turns into. She turns into Scrap Baby. And then her dialogue starts to make more and more sense, where she says, oh, I pretend to be one way. You know, that's what she says in Sister Location, being sad and broken on the inside, pretending to be one way when you're really the other, which leads me into Pizzeria Simulator. You see, she obviously lied about being good in Sister Location. We know that, she scoops Mike. But her true side actually comes out in Pizzeria Simulator. You see, she's been longing to kill children ever since Sister Location. She just didn't understand why. That's why she was asking the question. But in Pizzeria Simulator, she's fully adopted this side of her personality and has gone absolutely killing mad. Hence why she's got Scrap Trap now as her design. Rollerblades, chainsaw arm, full on trying to impress her father. And then this brings us full circle as to why she didn't recognize Mike. She probably did. I mean, if she didn't in Sister Location, how does she not recognize him in Pizzeria Simulator, where we 100% play as Mike? She did. She realized she literally has been trying to kill her brother, and she's literally like, oopsie, sorry. She's absolutely tapped. She's been playing us all along, from Sister Location to Pizzeria Simulator, putting on this sweet, innocent persona. And that's literally what it is, a persona. She tries to tell us she's broken and she can't be fixed. Elizabeth melded with the AI, and now she's become this killing monster, although she was trying to keep it under wraps, because there's no way she'd ever be allowed out ever again. And this is where things start to take an even wilder turn here. We know they literally get sent out to capture kids, bring them back to farm the remnant, but that scooper is also a remnant injector. And what happens if Afton is constantly injecting more remnant into these fun times? Wouldn't then the animatronic souls kind of like get melded with all these other souls and energy? Couldn't this corrupt the entire essence of the animatronic's original soul? I mean, Baby/Elizabeth is already melded together and confused as is. You start adding other things into the mix, the entire personality and being gets completely corrupted. Numerous times throughout Sister Location, she hints at constantly being scooped multiple times. They've done this in the past. She's tried to escape in the past. Obviously, when she does escape, she becomes Scrap Baby. But how does she even become Scrap Baby anyway? I mean, when she gets ejected from Enid, surely she'd just be a blob of tentacle mess and wires, right? She'd have to find these shells, the chainsaw arm, the roller skates, and surely there's only one location she knows of to get all that equipment, back at her original bunker, right? Unless she didn't. What if she knew of other locations? What if she knew of Chica's Party World? I know it sounds bonkers, right? But hear me out. We know Chica's Party World was a restaurant owned by the Chica restaurant chain. They used Murray's Costume Manor as a commission for the animatronic. I mean, we even see a Chica animatronic with roller skates in Murray's Costume Manor. And let's not forget, Chica's Party World was also a client of Circus Baby's entertainment and rental. It's where allegedly they rented Funtime Chica out too. So it's highly likely Baby/Scrap Baby would know of a Chica's Party World location, potentially in the vicinity to where she got ejected. And if Chica is still bowling around with roller skates on, that could explain where she got her roller skates from. The old discarded shells, because at this point in time in the timeline, Chica's Party World could potentially be closed, abandoned. So she picks up all the scrap parts from the animatronics there, including the roller skates. And it's at this point where she fully transitioned into being herself. She doesn't have to hide being a good person anymore. I mean, even in Pizzeria Simulation, she starts to say things like, I will make you proud, daddy, and things like that, showing that she's killing, especially to make her father proud. She's gone completely bonkers. And at that point, it's quite clear Elizabeth is in control. She's referring to herself as William Afton's daughter. She believes she's William Afton's daughter. No longer is she talking about Elizabeth as a third person from an animatronic perspective. She's become her real self, something she tried to hide in Sister Location, something she was secretly letting out of the bag here and there in snippets, giving us these hidden messages. But by Pizzeria Simulator, it's all become clear. We've put the pieces together. But the one thing which still confuses me is when she says, the good inside of me. I mean, she wants you to take the chip out of her, right? Extracting it from from her arm. The good inside of me. Was that us removing the entirety of what was left of her consciousness? Of Elizabeth, potentially? The good part of Elizabeth? We removed the good completely, so that's why she goes completely bonkers in Pizzeria Simulator? That, though, I think is a separate theory and something which deserves its own video. But for me, Circus Baby was secretly trying to tell us that she wasn't this nice person all along. She was a killer, and all she was doing was hiding her real tendencies. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. And subscribe for plenty more upcoming theories just like this one. Subscribe right now or you'll miss them. And don't forget to check out all my other videos on the channel. There's plenty of great theories. Continue your FNAF binge. Massive thanks to the Fazbear Entertainment members on screen now. Lauren, Rena Fox, Ahmed Junior Tapia, and our Twisted Fazbear CEOs, Rock Nigel, Bubsylicious, and Penguin Lover 12. Thank you for being a valued member of the Fazbear team. I'm Twisted Animatronic. Stay safe out there, superstars.